Go for it.
Okay. What I'm interested in a lot of the small designer kits and what people are doing for portable live work. So this is a real multinational kind of table. There's a Roland 202. There's an OP1 from Sweden. From California, it's Ryan Castro's take on the New York clone of the XOX box. This is a wonderful machine. From here in Seattle, the design work by the Harvestman for a player in 9 Inch Nails, live sampler. This drum machine is a chiptune drum machine from the UK. It has about 500 deliberately 8-bit drum sounds in it, and a lot of fast features in it. You can get pretty much anywhere. Where are we? There we are. Through the menu. Like if you want to get into the LED bright list, clock sync. This is neat. It does internal clock, sure, or a mix of that and what's driving it from your system, or the external clock. So I've never seen something that gave you 3 options on clocks. Usually 1, but not the other one. So there are 8 steps, and then there's 8 more. So it's actually a 16-step 808 style sequencer. There's 4 banks, but then there's 4 more banks. So there's a whole second layer to the machine that's kind of hidden that you got to get the hand on. And then when it's playing tracks live, all these buttons change to other things, like shift and 6 gives you a stutter on the beat, and you can return to the first note and just hold it in a kick drum pattern. You can change about a dozen bit crunching outputs on the patterns that are running, and it's shifting different patterns. And you can change any of them live and click them in. And of course you got your BPM is there and all of that sort of stuff. So it's a really interesting tiny package, but it's very Atari 8-bit chiptune, and if you love that, it's pretty good. If you like a smooth round Moog filter, it might not be what you want next to it. This P3. This P3 is an English design from SYNTHFEST. When Europe changed to lead-free soldering, these kits stopped, so this is one of the last ones made, and I got it actually from a DJ on a farm in South Africa, which is pretty wild. You can get down into any pattern, change it, get back out quickly. You can mute patterns on the fly. It's 4 MIDI outs. It plays well with 808 drum machines. It's a really interesting machine. At the moment, it's my favorite sequencer, and I don't like to be on a computer for sequencing. This machine here is from Paris. And this sequence for Paul Maddox, that's from the UK as well. This crackle box is the original steam design of a body capacitance oscillator. That's from the Netherlands. Tom Bug's gear is really kind of neat because I have light controlled envelopes, which is really neat and very fast if you're playing a noise gate live in the dark, and very theatrical. The Cheruthi's, though, are really interesting. They're about a $200 kit. They're really easy to build. I wouldn't recommend the XOX box until you've got your solder chops up. And you can have different kind of filter designs in there, and they're really deep. Like there's a modulation matrix where you can send 12 things to 12 different things in various positive or negative amounts. 2 oscillators, nice filters, a sequencer, an arpeggiator, and lots and lots of memory, lots of presets that you can scroll through real fast. So where am I? Well over 100. So you have that, then you have this one, which is the same design, and you can see the Indian goddess here is now wearing a Russian military hat, and instead of a hammer and sickle, it's a soldering iron and sickle, and all the lettering on the back is in Russian, because it's a clone of a Russian clone of a chord design, which I think is kind of cool. It's nice and nasty as a filter, deliberately so. And then out of Germany, there's the design for how do you squeeze 3 of these boxes into something and build a little kit to give it 32 live knobs so you can tweak anything live. And so the whole idea is to sort of move away from the computer and get things that you get a real good, fast, tactile response to. And that's the kind of gear I really like. It's not modular, it's smaller tabletop synthesis, but it shares that in common. You want to be physically engaged with the creation of audio.
So is there a difference between the 2 Shrutis, other than the design, the case?
Oh no, yeah, a lot of radical differences in the filters, in the audio. He's constantly upgrading. The circuit boards are quite different. The control circuit board on the top's the same, but the bottom circuit boards, he makes about 8 different kinds of variations. Digital delays, you can use old analog chips, but he's moved away to preserve chips for people who restore chips, to new digital circuits that get you there with off-the-shelf components. So right now there's a new one out. The Expo is an Oberheim expander clone with about 16 filter types.
Oh, wow.
And there'll be an MS-20 clone coming, but there's less urgency about that because Korg have reissued a lot of fun gear around the MS-20's filter. But there's no substitute for an original MS-20 because you've got 2 filters, not 1. It's real nice stuff.
Yeah.
So,
awesome, thank you.
Edit away and throw out whatever you want. Yeah.